He do most of the designs though, you said?
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I got a few pieces I got him to do for me, and it was
Yeah, it was
all
hard.
right, we're gonna keep that in the repertoire. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're
For
gonna keep
sure. For sure. For sure. Well, yeah, it's your boy Chad Rob. We back, baby. Hey, welcome back to the hashtag I Am Who I Am podcast, man. This is episode 58, man, and I got what I feel like is a brother, man. I used to work beside him at a corporation, man, and I worked right beside him, man, and he was so dope, man. He was everything Knoxville wanted, man. Like, if you don't care if I'm gonna tell a quick story before you introduce yourself and stuff.
Go ahead, man. I'm fine.
All right. So, man, I remember I was in there slanging phone, man, because I was a phone slanger. I ain't gonna say the name of the place, but I was a phone slanger. And Fred, the people would come in and be like, "I said your name. I ain't mean to introduce you before it come on, but they would come in and say, hey, do this, take a picture with us, do this, do that." And I would be like, "Hey, yeah, do that." While put the stuff in the bag. All you heard was doop, doop, click, click, doop. And I'm scanning stuff while they taking pictures, getting autographs and everything. It was great, man. We had a great thing going for sure. And but anyway, man, introduce yourself to the people that may not know who you are.
Hey, man, that is hilarious, man. But it did. It happened just like you said. It sure did.
Hey, man, take another picture, man. Show them the ring over there by the TV.
Chad, we made a killing doing stuff like that, didn't we?
Killing them.
Always.
All day, every day.
Yes, definitely, man. So, of course, my name is Fred White, former University of Tennessee volunteer. I'm currently in pharmaceuticals here in Atlanta, as well as just started our new clothing line with my brother. Of course, it's his baby, and I'm the silent partner, but I'm doing the marketing side of this thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So No Excuses Apparel and Clothing. So we got a lot of different things coming up, and man, just really, I'm thankful to be able to do the things I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we started out, doing some things. I'm not gonna say that name either because if they're not paying advertising, they don't get that name.
Nah. Not to mention, man, they are crooks, man. I grinded hard for y'all, them people over there. I grinded hard for y'all and didn't get nothing for it. But anyway, back on to something positive. So since you said that, man, tell the people the story. So you said you went. Actually, give us a little background. So you from Georgia?
Yeah, born and raised in Griffin, Georgia. Played football and ran track, and actually played all sports here.
Tell us about that high school career, man. Tell us about how you got recruited to UT, man. From Georgia.
The craziest thing for me is that my high school has the most NFL players from one high school of any school in the state of Georgia.
Wow.
So they got a rich program history, just like your Alcoas and your Maryville. Griffin is one of them teams that they gonna have some players every year. They gonna come hard to play every year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There were already guys on my team getting recruited. I had some guys who were seniors that were getting recruited as well. But I started in 10th grade, which is very unheard of in my high school. Got a chance to be on the varsity team in 9th grade, which was definitely unheard of in my high school.
Wow.
And then played against Valdosta. They had the number one receiver in the country, number one receiver in the state on their team. His name was Bryce Hunter. He ended up playing at Georgia. If any UT fans that don't remember Georgia back in the day when they had Eric Zara and those guys, Bryce Hunter was one of his go-to guys.
Wow.
Bryce Hunter played for the Chicago Bears and stuff like that as well. But he was the number one receiver in the state, number one player in the state, and I had to guard him for an entire game.
Wow.
He caught one pass. For 7 yards. I literally shut down the best receiver in the state. And after the game was over, my coach came to me and he said, "Fred, all these coaches came to see all these other big-name guys. But before they left, they all asked me, who is number 36? That was my number." And he was like, I want to introduce you to some of these guys. And he did. And he introduced me to some of the top coaches I'd ever seen. That's back when the head coaches would come out to see guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that was amazing. It was like, Bobby Bowden was there. Steve Spurrier was there. Zip Valdosta was right down the street from them. Ray Goff was there. Philip Fulton was there. It was awesome. It was just a cool feeling to see all these major head coaches, man, and I'm in the 10th grade.
Wow.
And from that point on, man, it was like that game put me on the map. It really did. It put me on the map. And the next year, my junior year, I started at quarterback. First game of the season, I took a kickoff return back to the house, and it was coaches in the stands. So it went from that point on, you know. So it was a great high school career. High school was amazing.
For real.
It was something awesome.
Well,
And
I know college was amazing too, though.
Absolutely, college was even better. You win the national championship, baby.
Hey.
You win the national championship. It can't be nothing better than that.
So did Philip Former come to Georgia?
Absolutely, came to my house.
Was it your junior or your senior year?
That was my senior year.
That's what's up. So talk to me a little bit about that senior year, man, because I know that's the glory year right there. You had to be shining for real.
I moved from quarterback to playing defensive back because my high school coach was saying, you know, everybody's going to recruit you as a DB.
Yeah.
So we need to put you on that side of the ball so you can be ready when you get to college. And, man, literally, I couldn't get nobody to throw the ball on my side.
Ooh.
I had 5 interceptions, and those 5 interceptions came from the 5 times that they threw the ball on my side.
Wow.
Basically.
Wow. So you like prime time. You like prime time out there.
I was shutting it down. It wasn't nobody coming over there messing with me on that side.
Wow. Wow.
But I had a great team of guys, which made it even better. And
Yeah.
you know, I'm always going to give them the credit. You know what I'm saying? I had some guys on my team that was getting recruited also. A lot of guys that was getting recruited. Just so happened I got an opportunity to come to the University of Tennessee. But I'll say that senior year was something different, man. This is a story that I don't tell a whole lot of people. But, man, you had this conversation.
Yes, sir.
How my dad, you know, he started coming to watch me play when I was in the 10th grade.
Yeah.
Right?
And yeah, you know, that hit home for me too.
So we always had a good relationship. You know, that was my dad. You know, I knew exactly what my dad was. I was always in his presence, that type of stuff. But
yes, sir.
It was a few years out of there where he wasn't there.
Right.
He was in another city.
Right.
So when he moved back to the city, he didn't miss a game from that point on. Like my childhood friends, they always made sure my dad was at every game. You know, it was amazing, man. And I remember him coming in the game, and that game was the game that set it off. Like literally set it off. I had a kickoff return for a touchdown. I took another kickoff return for a touchdown. I had an interception for a touchdown, all in the same game. And I had a touchdown run in the game. So I had 4 touchdowns in that one game. And that game right there was literally like coaches were lined up at my house at that point.
Really?
It was different, man. My little brother's in here right with me right now. He was like, all the coaches came to the house.
Really?
They did. All the coaches came to the crib. Like literally every day of the week, it was a different coach.
Dang.
From Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, Florida, Auburn, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Auburn. They were all coming.
Dang.
They came. And if I had a basketball game, they would just meet me at the school because I played basketball too.
What position you played basketball?
Man, I was just a 2 guard.
Two guard. You was putting up numbers 20. You averaged 20 and 10.
I can play some. Oh no! I didn't average that. Maybe like 4 and 8. I had 4 rebounds and points.
Yes, sir. Hey, out there pushing them around. So talk to me about that feeling, man. So where did you want to go, I guess, for college?
Man, I'm being honest with you. I committed to Miami.
Okay.
I was going to the U. I literally was going to the U. That's where I was going. I didn't want to go nowhere else. Miami back then had the players.
Okay.
They had the players. They could win championships. And if you was anybody in the country that you were one of the top players, that's what you wanted to be.
Wow.
Because they had that stick. You knew they did.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to be. But Miami went on probation in December the 23rd, 1994. I remember the day I got the phone call.
Really?
Absolutely. I sure do. I remember the day I got the phone call. And it was like, you mean to tell me y'all can't play on TV or go to a bowl game for 2 years? It was just like, yeah, I don't know if I can do that one. And then I went on my visit to Tennessee, and literally I knew a couple days after that I was going to commit to Tennessee.
So was it Philip Former swag, or what was it about Philip Former?
It was a lot, bro. So when Coach Former came to our house, it was a different feeling. Him and Coach Chambers, they met my granddad. My granddad he my dude. Man. I lived my life by a lot of his rules.
Yeah, me too. Yes, sir.
And they reign supreme for me.
Yeah.
So my granddad had to meet every coach. And when he did meet them, if he didn't like them, they were off the list.
Wow.
It was just that simple.
Yeah.
If my granddad didn't have no respect for you or didn't like you at all,
right.
I can't go to your school. I can't.
Yeah.
Because I trust his judgment more than I trust anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And especially at that time in my life, I'm 18 years old, trying to figure out what I'm,
what you about to do with your life? Yeah, what you about to do with your life? Yeah.
So if he didn't trust you, I couldn't have nothing to do with you. Coach Fulmer came to our house, and my granddad used to have this thing, man. It's funny to me. It's still funny. My granddad had a country man. We got a lot of land. He had a garden and everything. So he would take people out to the cornfield, and he would walk through his corn, because they were always asking about his garden and that type of stuff. Yes,
sir. Yeah. You
could tell the ones who was genuine with it. You could tell the ones who wasn't.
Right.
And he could tell easy. But he was talking to Coach Fulmer, and he walked in that garden. Coach Fulmer had on a suit. Had a suit jacket over his arm. And, he had on some nice shoes.
Yes, sir.
Man, Coach Fulmer walked through that garden with my granddad.
What?
Dirt and everything. And I swear to God, when he got out of that, when they were getting ready to leave, I looked at my granddad and said, Granddad, why did you take that man through the garden with the nice shoes on? He looked at me, and the look he gave me, bro, was the most important look I ever had in my life. He said he didn't flinch not one time. He said he didn't even bend over to wipe him off.
Wow.
He said, I like that man, Renee. He got character.
Wow.
Literally, bro, right then I was like, wow. It told me that he liked that guy. And none of the other coaches that came, he didn't like them.
Wow.
He was like, I like that guy. That guy right there, I can trust him with you.
That's what's up.
And I was like, that's where I'm going. Literally, that's how I picked my school. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Alabama was gone. Florida State was gone.
Florida State was gone? I like Florida State.
And I like Florida State, too. That was like my number 2 school.
Yeah.
Coach Fulmer walked in the door, and my granddad said that about him. I paid way more attention to them than anybody else at that point.
Yes, sir.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to see what they're doing. They went to the bowl game. They beat Tennessee. They beat Virginia Tech that year. They had Freeman, Arturo Freeman. He ended up playing for the Green Bay Packers. Tennessee ended up winning that game. They won the game in the bowl game. And I remember after that, I was like, I'm committed. That's it. I'm going. That's where I want to be. And not only that, man, there was the players, too. When I got a chance to go visit Tennessee, I felt at home. I really felt at home. Guys like Terry Fair, Troy Noel, Ray Austin, T. Hines.
So for these any youngsters that may be watching, talk to us a little bit about a college visit getting recruited for Division I athletics, because talk to me a little bit about that, just a little bit. You ain't got to get too in depth.
It's changed a little bit, but you get a chance. Man, to be honest with you, when I went on my first visit, that was the first time I had ever been on an airplane.
Wow.
That's the first time I had ever been outside. I had been outside the state one time at that point.
Wow.
I had went to Florida. That was the only place I had ever been, was going to Tampa, Florida.
Wow.
And Disney World. I went to Disney World one time when I was 13 years old.
So
I had never really left the state. So going to Tennessee, I had never been to Tennessee. I went to Boston College on my first visit.
Really?
I had never been anywhere north like that. Not on no flight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't never been on no plane. So it was the coolest thing in the world for me.
Yeah.
Man, listen. I don't put on my suit and my tie. You hear me?
So you casket fresh. You ready?
I'm casket sharp. Listen, I'm getting out of the plane. I mean business. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I mean business. And, you got to know who my favorite player in the world is. Deion Sanders.
Oh yeah, that's why I said prime time. I started to wear his jersey and forgot, man. My bad. I got his college jersey since I got a college killer. I was going to wear a college killer jersey, but I forgot all about it. That's my bad, cuz. That's my bad.
No worries, man. We can do this again.
Do this again. I hope so.
Absolutely. But, man, I want to be like Deion. He was like, man, when you go somewhere, you got to mean business. So when I got out that plane, I had on a suit. They were like, man, this boy's he like a prisoner. I'm like, nope. I mean business.
Hey.
I came to take care of business.
Right or wrong.
Hey, listen. When I got to Tennessee, I wore that same suit. I got the plane in that suit. They were looking at me like, who this dude? They come, like the dudes was laughing and everything. I remember that guy asked me, said, man, so where you been? You had on a suit. I said, man, I mean business. I came to do some business. I came to get me a scholarship. I had to present
Wow.
myself like that.
Wow. Wow.
Literally, bro. That's how I presented myself. Like, people might not even pay attention to that type of stuff nowadays.
No, I do.
I did.
Yeah, I do and did. Yeah. For sure, for sure, for sure. So talk to me just a little bit, man, about so you get to UT, you do the visit, you accept, you get there as a freshman. And I remember you telling me stories like they were trying to pull you a lot of ways, like baseball, baseball, football, track too, maybe.
Track.
A lot of stuff they were trying to pull you a whole lot of different ways, and Former had to sit you down and be like, "What you want to do? You wanna play football, or you wanna do all this riffraff?" Yeah.
He came out to the track practice. Listen, so I won 100 meters in the state of Georgia. I was a 200 meter guy.
Wow.
Coming out of high school.
Wow.
So I mean, I wanted to go. Tennessee was going to allow me to run track as well. So my freshman year, I redshirted football, but I ran track indoor. I couldn't run. They would not allow you to run outdoor track as a freshman. It just wouldn't. And did okay during the indoor season, but outdoor track is what I was used to. The 100 meters, 200 meters, 110 hurdles. That's the stuff I'm looking. I got faster as I got went.
Yeah.
So it was different too, trying to get into it because you just came from football. And everybody else been practicing track the whole time. Now you got to catch up. But that spring, I had the opportunity to come in, and this is what he said to me: "You have an opportunity to come in and play early. Play. So you might want to you need to be in spring practice. We need to see what you got." So that next year, I did play some on the football team that next year, redshirt freshman. But that next year in track, I'm in indoor track. I was there for like maybe 2 weeks. He came out to the track. It's cold as crap out there. I never forget what he had on and everything. I can tell you exactly what he had on.
What do you have on?
Listen, he had on an orange hat, he had on a gray hoodie, and some tan pants. I never forget it. Listen, man, like some khakis. And he was standing there, he was just looking, and he said to me, I had just ran.
And this Philip Former, ladies and gentlemen. This Philip Former.
So I just ran a 4. Me, Steve Johnson, and Shane Baker, who were guys who ran track that played football.
Yes, sir.
We ran in 400s. We had just finished. As soon as I finished, he asked me to come here. He said, "Come here for a second."
So he let you finish though.
He let me finish the 400. That was my third one. So we watched him run all 3.
Yeah.
That third one, he said, he came over to me. He said, "Come here for a second." He said, what you want to do? You want to run track, or you want to play football? You want to start playing football, or you want to run track? I looked at him. I said, "I want to start." And he was like, "Well, I'll see you in practice tomorrow." "Yes, sir. I'm on my way. I'll be there." I never even thought about running track no more after that. I was like, all right, I'm good. I'm going to play some football. If I can start, I'm good.
That's what's up.
I end up not actually starting right away, but I did start several games during that season.
For real.
Redshirt sophomore year, yeah.
Man, so I saw, this was when we was working together, I think. I saw a poll, the best number 2 in UT history. So what do you think about it?
Well, I'm always gonna say me.
Okay, I hope so. Yeah, I voted Fred White, number 2. But who else was in it though? I can't remember who else was in it.
Ty Hilton is in it, but he was really a baseball guy.
Yeah.
You got Kevin Simon and Kevin.
Kevin Simon was all right. He was nice.
Yeah, he was nice. And then Kevin Barnett.
Yeah, Kevin Barnett was nice.
Nice too.
Yeah, he was nice. He was nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I don't really know who else wore number 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. They said you was a headhunter out there.
That's why I wore that number 2. I really wanted to be one of the only guys to wear a number. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Because it was like, when I first came, I wanted to be number 3. That was the number I wore in high school.
Yeah.
I got to college, and they told me I could get that number. They gave me number 36. And this is weird. My freshman year in high school, number 36. My freshman year in college, they gave me that same number. I made a fuss about it. I'm like, I ain't wearing that. And then the guy, one of the guys, Roger Fraser, he said, the only single number I got available is number 2. That's Todd Helton's old number. I said, let me get that number. So I've been watching Tennessee football for years. I don't remember nobody wearing number 2 that was that good. You know what I
mean? Right. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So you finally get your starting position. What position did you play?
I ended up playing. Talking about UT?
Yeah, UT. Yes, sir.
Yeah, strong safety. I ended up playing strong safety.
You were strong
I
safety.
Came in as a corner.
You came in as a corner.
Came in as a corner, and this is weird to say, but it's the truth because we have conversations all the time, and we laugh about this stuff. I came in as a number 2 corner in the country, behind Charles Woodson.
Wow.
It was me, Charles Woodson, Fernando Bryant, and then some publications it was Charles Woodson, Fernando Bryant, and me. But we were always in the top 3. We were the top 3 every time. And keep in mind, before I got there, Deron Jenkins was there. He was one of the top corners. Terry Fair was one of the top corners coming out of Arizona.
Yes, sir.
And then while I was on the team, the very next season after I was there, we signed the number 1 corner in the country, Dwayne Goodrich. And we sit back and laugh about it all the time because we all still have conversation and talk and laugh and joke about football games and stuff like that. But brought it up the other week how we were all in the top 5 at our position and we all played on the same team and we all still cool to this day.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool story.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is. It is. It is. So you get the number. You the best number 2 of all time, by the way, UT history. Greatest number 2 of all time. Not even a question. Like it's not even a question.
I appreciate that.
So let's go through 98 real quick. Or actually, before we get to 98, man, I got to know it. Top 5 rappers of all time in order.
Ooh.
Top
we
5.
Had this conversation
yeah, we did. So I want to know what it is today, since you back home in Georgia. Yeah, it's got to change. It's got to change.
Man, my number 1 guy is always gonna be Tupac.
Okay, mine too.
He that dead or alive, he's my number 1.
Okay.
I think everything from since him has derived from him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everything.
Yes, sir.
So I go from him to. I'm going with the 2 big ones, man. Biggie gonna be next.
Biggie. Hey.
I mean,
sometimes.
Them my 2.
Hey.
Them the top 2. Number 3, I'm going with Jay-Z. I think
Jay-Z is so popular on the podcast, man. I think we had this conversation too.
Yeah. Listen, and it took me a long time to like Jay-Z.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
It did. It took me a long time, but when I started liking him, I was like, all right, this dude.
He cold. All right, I'm gonna have to listen to him. I keep saying that. I'm gonna listen to him though, for real.
He be spitting, man. Listen, Reasonable Doubt is one of the.
I still ain't heard it, man. I promise I ain't never heard it.
You got to listen to it.
I got to. I can just type it in too. It's so simple. Just type it in. I don't even type it in, man.
Reasonable Doubt is that's the one that made me like him. I did not like Jay-Z before that.
Okay.
But Reasonable Doubt, I was like, okay.
He's snapping. I'm about to check him out, man. Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. Got to remind myself. Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt.
My favorite Jay-Z song, though?
Girls.
No,
99 Problems, but hit me.
No, that ain't it either. It's called Say Hello. It's on the American Gangster album. You need to go listen
and
to it.
I love that movie.
Yourself. Listen, that is the hardest song I ever heard from Jay-Z, in my opinion.
Really? Yeah, I'm gonna listen to that for sure.
Because it's some grown-up stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Real grown-up.
Yes, sir.
Real.
Yes, sir.
And the message is 100. That message was meant for me.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
know
sir. Yes, sir.
It was meant for me. I listen. Whenever I need to be motivated, I listen to that.
Say hello. I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna check it out.
When I'm about to get into, when I'm putting on my outfit in the morning to go to work, put my shirt and tie, that's what I'm listening to while I'm in the mirror.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you getting ready for it?
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
That's my jam.
That's
if
what's
I'm
up.
going out or anything, I'm listening to that first.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna check it out then. Man. I be hating on Jay-Z, man. My bad.
So we say I got Jay-Z right there.
That's 3.
When it comes to 4 and 5, it's hard for me. It's real hard because I like some of the new people, and some people. Andre 3000 in my top 4.
Okay.
Andre 3000 number 4.
Okay.
And my last person, this is because I like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what it's about. It's your top 5. Yeah.
And then my last one is Jeezy. The Andre 3000.
Yeah, Jeezy and mine.
3000 on a different level.
Yeah. Man, I grew up on Andre 3000, man. He got me through so much, man. He was so melodic and so real. Like, he was blunt. Like, he was, like, real blatant in your face. Like, he wasn't trying to sugarcoat nothing, man. That was hard. Jeezy's kind of the same way, too, but he just uses dope as the reference. You know what I'm saying? But he's
And
real blatant too.
it's motivation too.
Yeah, it's definitely motivate. But he just uses dope as the subject, but it's still the same principles.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Almost like mob stuff. You know how it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Same concept. Basically, it's the same as the streets. It's just that grittiness, that grind.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I got a couple other ones that I like. I like Ricky Ross is my dude.
I like Rick Ross. Yeah, me and you used to be on Rick Ross at the job. Just, you know what I'm saying? Grind, hustling. Yeah.
I like Wayne. I like T.I. I like a lot of cats. You know, I like my music.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My favorite ones. They're the ones I listen to them every day.
That's what's
up. I
listen
to them 5 every day.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Man, so talk to me.
I wake up to Jesus.
Yeah, me too.
Put on. That's what I wake up to
Jesus. Yeah. No doubt. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. So in '98, what was y'all listening to? I can't remember, but I know you know.
What I was listening to. I know exactly what I was.
What was the team listening to? What was y'all getting hyped to?
Like the We Reddys and.
Was that '98?
No More Playing GA, vice versa, like the Pastor Troy. We listen to all that. What's it called?
Who talking about? Master P? Hot Boys.
Oh,
666 Mafia.
Yeah. Listen, 8-Ball, MJG, all their music was jamming back in the day. That's what we were listening to.
Yes, sir.
UGK, we listened to, what's the other one? I'm missing something. And I know I'm going to be mad at myself. Too Short, Spice One.
Yeah.
Man, I was listening to somebody else, though I can't think of who it is, Tennessee person.
Oh, Player Fly. That's who you was listening to.
Oh, Player Fly. Yeah. Nobody needs.
Nobody.
My dog.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say the rest of it.
Yeah. Player Fly. That's for sure. Man, so you.
Master P.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No Limit had just really hit the scene.
Yes, sir.
They were hit.
Yes, sir.
Degrees and the Hot Boys.
Yeah.
I remember when they first hit the scene.
Yeah. That was about '98. That was right around there. Yes, sir.
From New Orleans, he brought all that music.
Yes, sir. Man, so talk to me. So you played with Inky Johnson. Was the year he got hurt '98?
I didn't play with him.
Oh, you didn't play with Inky?
He was out there.
He was after y'all.
Yep, he was out there.
Okay, so that was the one question I had. So talk to me about that '98 season. Talk to me. Give me a brief from training camp, spring practice, to when you saw you was gonna be playing Florida State for the national championship.
Man, to be honest with you, so when we started that spring, not spring, but January, off-season workouts, we just got our butts whipped by Nebraska. I mean, they just gave it to us.
Was that Tommy Frazier?
Yeah, no, that wasn't Tommy Frazier. That was Scott Frost.
Oh, Scott Frost. Okay.
Yeah, they had just gave it to us. I mean, gave it to us. They kicked our butts. And in that game, on the sideline, the conversations we were having toward the end of the game, I'm like, man, I ain't never got beat like this.
Wow.
I've never gotten physically manhandled by nobody in the game. That was the first game I ever in my life got physically manhandled by anybody. And not just me and everybody saying the same type of stuff. Like, man, we got to get in the weight room. So when that spring started, the off-season workouts, 5:30 morning runs, in January, we got back, we hit it hard, bro. Like, we held everybody accountable. The coaches didn't have to say, hey, you need to be on time. If you weren't on time, bro, you didn't want to come in that locker room. It's going to be a fight. We're going to get in it. Because we were trying to get something. We were trying to be perfect. And everybody was telling us we weren't going to be that good because we were losing 16 seniors. Peyton Manning, Marcus Nash, Terry Fair, Trey T. We lost a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Anthony, we lost so many people. Andy McCullough. We lost a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Little. We lost the whole team. Torrey Noel, Corey Gaines.
Wow.
16 players is a lot. 16 starters is a lot of people to replace.
Yes, sir. Yeah, all day long.
So we went through spring, really, man, just trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? Just really working hard and trying to get it. And we were doing our own workouts. We did the workouts with the team. Then we do 7-on-7 drills, which was not. They didn't mandate you had to do that. We did that stuff on our own.
Yes, sir.
And we went from doing 7-on-7 drills to we were doing full practice. We got our linemen out there doing pass blocking and everything with no pass on. And we learned how to practice doing that. If you can practice full speed with no pass on, practice with pass on will go so easy. It's ridiculous. So we put ourselves out there, man, and we worked our butts out. And like people think it's just that. I see every year people say, and I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna take it there. I got to take it.
Yeah, please do.
Right? People say it feels like '98. You a lie? It don't feel like '98. It won't feel like '98 until they're 13-0 at the end of the season. That's what it feel like '98. You know what I'm saying? I get it. All the stuff that they bring, it's good for marketing, that type of stuff. I understand it. But I promise you, the feeling we had going into that year, the focus we had, and we had one rule. The rule was do your job first, and then you help. And we kept that rule all year. The other rule was if you go out there in the media and you talk about yourself, don't worry, boy. When you get back to the locker room, you don't get a chance to talk about yourself in front of everybody.
Yes, sir.
You feeling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's gonna be a fight in the locker room. Somebody gonna get you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
but
sir.
That was just, but that's how you held each other accountable. I don't know if these young guys understand what that's like. Because if you was a second late, man, somebody was on your tail. Somebody was on your ass. I'm sorry.
Dang.
If you didn't make the workouts, if you didn't come to 7:07, man, look, if you don't come to 7:07, you probably not gonna play. You ain't even gonna be starting. Not what the coaches say, what we say.
Wow.
Coach, he ain't been coming to 7-on-7 drills. He can't play. We're not putting him on the field with us. You might as well go keep him on the sideline. We literally, bro, I promise you. And anybody that plays me will tell you that. We held each other accountable. And that was, if you knew one of your boys was slacking, you tell him, man, what you doing? Stop slacking.
Yeah, yeah.
And it might not be in such sort of words. It was just, we knew what we were looking for. We were looking for greatness. We wanted to be great. That was our whole thought process. Let's be great.
Yes, sir.
And everybody on the team had the same mentality. So it worked because of that.
Dang. So you get rolling. You win the first one. Who'd y'all play first? You remember?
First game was Syracuse.
Y'all beat them pretty good, right?
That game went to the end. We won by field goal last second.
Okay, that's what. Okay.
Donovan McNabb was the best college quarterback I've ever played against.
Wow.
Hands down.
Not a question. Dang.
Better than Tim Couch. Better than any quarterback that was at Georgia. Better than any quarterback that was at Florida. Better than any quarterback that was in the SEC. Period. He was the best.
Wow. That means a lot too, man. Because the reason why I like McNabb is because he literally sat down for Vic to get a job in the NFL. He literally knew he was hiring his younger self.
Yep.
And still did it because he wanted to help his brother.
Yep.
That's hard, man. And from then, that's when I went back and kind of started researching Donovan McNabb a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And saw that he played basketball at Syracuse. I didn't realize he was a two-sport athlete. Yep. You know what I'm saying? For you to say he the realest of all time, man, quarterback you played against, man, that's tough, man.
Best quarterback I ever played against in college, bro.
Man, that's tough. Hands
down.
That's tough.
He could move. He could throw the ball. Man, he had over 300 yards passing in that game. He had 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
When I say he was balling, he was balling.
Wow.
Literally he had us thinking when we left there and got on that plane, going back, we were sitting there thinking to ourselves, like, we got to step it up. We didn't know how good we were. We really did.
That's the question.
It was the next week. We playing against. We had an off week, then we played Florida. Actually, I don't even think we had an off week that year. Then we played Syracuse, then we played Florida, then we had an off week. So that next week, Syracuse plays Michigan. Michigan was ranked number 1 and number 2, or they were in the top 3. I know they had just won the national championship the year before. They split the national championship with Nebraska. So that year, Michigan was good. They were supposed to be really good.
Yes, sir.
Still. They got beat 41-14 at the Big House.
Really?
Syracuse went to Michigan and beat Michigan 41-14. And we were sitting in a hotel room watching it because it was an early game. We played Florida at night. We were sitting in a hotel room watching that game. And we were like, man, we might be a little bit better than what we thought because we saw Donovan McNabb just light them up.
Yeah.
He literally lit them up. He tore them up, dog.
Yeah.
He made them look bad.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was bad. So it made it, it kind of gave you a little bit of confidence boost going into that Florida game. Like, we ain't that bad. We actually pretty good.
Yes, sir.
Because we just watched this dude do the same thing. Then he did the same thing all year long.
Dang.
All year long.
Dang. So you beat Florida. Where was it at?
in Knoxville.
What was that
Came
like?
out,
Because y'all lost the previous year.
Yeah, we did down in Florida.
So talk to me about that, man.
Peyton threw an interception on the go-ahead drive, and that was it.
Yeah. So talk to me about beating Florida at UT, and when y'all going for a perfect season, y'all trying to do some Remember the Titans stuff out there, man.
You know, that Florida game, it was. We always used to say, when I came as a freshman, the older guys would say, "Oh, you ain't playing no football until you play Florida and Alabama." That's when you start playing some real football. That's when you play 10 guys that are hitting them out, and it's going to be physical. This is real football.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I was told from a freshman time. And sure enough, play Florida, you know you got to fight.
Yeah.
But we always knew if you beat Florida, you got a chance to win that championship.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So beating Florida, man, it was amazing because the crowd was it was a record crowd. The crowd ain't never in my life been that loud. It's been loud, it's always loud.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing that ever been that loud to me, ever.
Dang.
Like literally, I remember being in the secondary and we got the call from the sideline. And Deion didn't see the call. So I'm trying to give him the call, right? Give him the hand signals for the call.
You talking about Deion Grant?
Yeah, Deion Grant.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to give him the hand signals for the call because he didn't get it. And I'm trying to give him to him and he ain't paying attention. And he looks at me and he's screaming. Like I can see he trying to scream. He said, "What's the call? What's the call?" I screamed it back about 3 times. I couldn't hear myself.
Wow.
I couldn't hear myself. So it was like, forget it. Just line up.
Yes,
sir. So I
just
pushed him away. I literally just pushed him away and was just lining up. Like, I don't know what to tell you. We got to the sideline. He asked me, he said, "Man, how come you didn't give me the call?" I said, "I couldn't hear myself talk."
Dang.
How were you going to hear me? You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
Like, there's no way you were going to hear me. I couldn't hear myself talk. I couldn't hear the words coming out of my own mouth.
Wow.
That's how loud it was.
Wow.
I ain't never heard anything that loud before. It was amazing. That was, when I say the ground was shaking.
Yeah.
There was a definite vibration on that football field. I promise you. That was the best and most exciting game I've ever played in my entire life. Even more so exciting than the national championship.
That's crazy.
I remember the fans coming on the field. I remember girls coming up and kissing you on the cheek. Like it was crazy. It was insane.
Wow.
Then we go out later on that night, go on the strip, and they got the goalpost. They're carrying the goalpost.
They're carrying the goalpost down the strip?
Down the strip. Both goalposts went down so fast. I ain't never seen that like that.
Dang.
And I will remember that for the rest of my life simply because of how everything happened. We played our butts off that week. And, usually, I'm not going to lie, usually when we played Florida, our coaches, they puckered up, boy. They booty holes got tight.
Yeah, no doubt. I see why, though, man. Florida always been a tough cookie.
Yeah, I always have. But I'll say this. That year, we told the coaches, we're not changing our routine. Every year we played Florida, we always had to change it. No, we're not doing that this week. No, we didn't change our routine that week. We're like, "Coach, we're going to do everything we've been doing the whole time. We ain't changing."
Yes, sir.
And he just said, "Okay." And that, I think that helped us move because we were so much more loose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
We weren't uptight. We weren't, stiff. We weren't, we were loose.
Yeah.
We were ready for this thing.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, briefly tell me, like, mid-season, man, you told me a story, man. Briefly tell me about this, man. Al Wilson and Jamal Lewis get into a lifting contest on the bench press, man. Briefly tell me a little bit about that, man. I thought that story was so dope, man.
Man, so, Jamal Lewis came in as a freshman. He looked like a grown man.
Beast.
I mean, he had a full beard and everything.
Man, I went to Redan High School. As my sophomore year, and we watched film on Douglas. And we watched Jamal Lewis run straight over and around. That's the game film we watched was Jamal Lewis. Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead. And this is high school. You can imagine. I can only imagine college.
So when he came in, bro, he was strong as I don't know what. I mean, he was strong. And I remember him and Al in the weight room, man, they're lifting, doing bench press. And Coach Stuckey, Lord rest his soul, he one of the best strength coaches ever. I love Coach Stuckey. Everybody do. He was a dude. But Coach Stuckey was sitting there watching them. They went from 355 to 375, 375 to 405, from 405 to 415, from 415 to 435. and literally, they are just one rep, and they going at it back and forth. They don't got all the way up to like 455, and they did that one, and he was like, all right, that's it. That's enough. Jamal, they was like, no, we got to do one more. They put 475 on. They were like, coach said, no. He took all the weights off. Like, nope, I don't need to see nothing else. I don't need y'all getting hurt. But listen, they could have went to 500.
Wow. Just back and forth. Easy.
They won back and forth. They put the weights on, one to go, then the other one go. And it was like sitting there watching two monsters go at it. Screaming, everything. It was, hey man, it was hype. But that's how practices were. That's how, workouts were. Workouts
all season.
Competition.
All season.
Yeah, all year long. We were competing against each other.
That's what's up. So,
you want to get on the football field, you better compete.
Yeah. That's funny, man, because my daughter, she sat on the bench the whole basketball game. I'm saying this because she was crying after the game, and I said, well, don't cry. You better not ever cry, because how many times I hear you dribbling a basketball? How many times you asked me to go shoot a basketball? How many times you asked me to help you with basketball? I don't want to hear you crying because you didn't get in the game. And that's for you, Shade Robinson. But anyway, so skip all of that, and we are at the national championship. You draw Florida State. They just came off beating Mike Vick the previous year in the national championship. That was the next year. That was not. Yeah, that was two. That was the 99. My bad. Yeah. So talk to me about that, man. Because they had who they had? Peter Ward, Lavernius Coles. Yeah. I can't remember Travis Minor was the tailback.
They had Ron Douglas play wide receiver. He ended up playing for the
Bills. Yeah. They was cold.
And their defense was stacked.
And that's my team, Florida State. And I'm pulling for Florida State, but I want the home team to do good, but I'm pulling for Florida State. On the low. Not really wasn't the low.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So talk to me about kind of that experience, man.
Man, our whole thought process was it was a BCS, so we didn't even know if we were going to get in. Even though we were ranked number one, nobody knew how it worked. We had no idea how those numbers were going to shake out.
Yeah, because BCS used to be a fool.
Yeah, it was crazy. So and it was the first year of it, so we had no idea.
Oh, that was the first year of it, 98?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So it was like we had no idea if we were going to could be ranked number one and end up not making the championship game. That we thought that was a possibility. But the good thing that happened that week was UCLA was ranked higher. They were ranked number 2. UCLA got beat by Miami. Edgerrin James ran wild on them that week. And then Texas A&M beat Kansas State in the championship, in their championship game. And that's how it ended up Florida State. So we thought we always thought we were going to play either UCLA or play Kansas State. That's what we thought we were playing, one of those teams.
Yes, sir.
They both end up losing, and they lose, and we go and have to play against Florida State. When we got Florida State, I'm not going to lie, we first turn on the film, we were like, man, we got our work cut out for us. But as it kept going, we still kept watching film. Like, literally, man, we watch film all the time. We'd be back at the dorm watching the film, everything. And we was at the house, at the Wayne Goodrich house. We were having a party at his house. And I know the fan base might not like to hear that, but we were having a party.
Yeah, you're supposed to. You're supposed to celebrate. You're supposed to celebrate your accomplishments, not be miserable and sad when you accomplishing something great.
I don't even think we were celebrating accomplishments. We were just partying.
Yeah, I feel. Yeah, I was just saying that for yeah. So somebody could hear me. My bad. It's your story.
It's just literally, bro. We were watching it, and we always did this. We have film on. Like, we didn't have no cable.
Yeah.
So all we had in was game film. We be playing music, but we had game film on in the room.
Yes, sir.
So we're in his apartment complex, and we having a party, girls there, everything's, drink, everything.
Yeah.
And literally, we all sitting there watching the film. We like standing there watching the play. And we just standing up. Like me, Dwayne Goodrich, Gerald Griffin, and Mickey Allen. We all standing there just watching the film. We watching it so intently, and it hit us at the same time. Dwayne Goodrich says, have y'all seen anybody bump him yet? And we were like, I was just thinking the same thing. Like, no, we haven't seen nobody do butt press on him all year. And then we kept going. So literally, at that point, we didn't even worry about the party. We didn't even thinking about it.
Wow.
We literally trying to find a film where anybody bumped around them all season. One game. North Carolina State. The only loss Florida State had that year was against North Carolina State, and they threw the ball deep on them, and they also played bump and run coverage against their receivers, and they had the worst game they had all year.
Wow.
We went to meeting room that next morning and told Coach Ramsey, "Hey, Coach, turn on that North Carolina State film. Ain't nobody pressed them since that game." And he was like, "What are y'all talking about?" Because he didn't want us to press them at all at first. And he was like, we think we should press them. They don't do good against the press." He turned that film on, and we started watching that game, and we was just sitting there like, he looked around, he said, "Well, let's press it." And the rest of practice, that's all we did. We went out against our receivers, and we did press coverage against everybody. And that right there changed everything. But we saw what they could do on the opposite side of the ball, but we saw their weaknesses. And we never thought we were going to lose, by the way.
Wow.
We never once thought we were going to lose.
That's what's up. What's up.
We got out there, man, and honestly, they were really cocky. They was cocky as hell.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah.
And
I was cocky, and I wasn't even playing for him.
Coach Foreman told us basically you couldn't say anything back. Like, that was our rule. Like, we don't want you out here talking trash, blah blah. They ended up sending one of the guys home because they caught him talking trash to one of their guys.
Wow. And
they sent him home on a Greyhound bus.
Dang.
Sent him all the way home on a Greyhound bus, man. He probably didn't make it home by the time the game was started. I don't even know if he got a chance to watch the game. But that was. I just remember the night before the game, Coach Foreman was like, we had to go to this thing called GameWorks in Arizona. It's like a big arcade. We had to go play video games against them. College football, Tennessee versus Florida State in a video game. We had to play that against them.
Yeah.
So and it was other games they had for us to play inside the facility for them, whatever with them and everything. But that's the first time we talked trash back.
Yeah.
He was like, the gag orders lifted. Y'all say what y'all want to say. We got on that bus from the hotel to go to that event. We were already crunk. We were hyped. We couldn't wait to see them boys. We got out that bus. Cocky, confident, and ready to talk shit.
That's what's up.
But being honest.
Yeah. No, you good. You good. That's what's up, man.
We got out that bus ready to talk shit. And when we got out the bus, we went on it. We went in the facility, did all the games and stuff. And I promise you, when we left there that night, their whole outlook on us had changed because we had been saying that all week.
And then y'all just come hit them right in the mouth with everything.
Yep. With everything.
So
then Coach Foreman, right before the game, the referee told us that we had to wait for them to walk by before we came out. Coach Foreman said, no. We the number one team in the country. They gonna wait for us. Yeah. And he said, let's go. And when he opened the door, they were already in the hallway. So we got that pussy and shove before the game. But they knew right then we wasn't no punks. And I think that changed the whole game. Because before the game, warm-ups, right before we kicked off, I did not go on our side of the field to do warm-ups whatsoever.
Wow.
I stood right on their side of the field and talked trash and dared somebody to say something.
Man,
I didn't warm up at all for the national championship. I didn't warm up not one time. I didn't do no warm-ups, no stretching. I did that stretching stuff in the locker room. I talked trash from the time I touched the football field during pregame to the time the game was over.
Ready. Man, so
I sure did.
Hey, so we know who won. UT Vols. Peerless Price killed it. You killed it. Everybody killed it. Talk to me a little bit about No Excuses, man. I gotta take my daughters to basketball practice here in a few minutes. So, talk to me a little bit about No Excuses, man, because that's hard, man. I love the title, man. I love what you're doing, man. That's why I wanted to get you on. Had really nothing to do with that. That was just for entertainment purposes, man. This is what it's about right here.
You, bro. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you giving me the platform to do that.
Yes, sir.
Man, my brother, man, he started. He made a shirt for himself. Just no excuses, regardless of what it is. No excuses. Period. Right. It's just for him, for his own self-motivation at first. And then a couple people saw his shirt and were like, oh, I want one of those. Can I get one? So he started making a few of them. And then all of a sudden, he was like, man, I got an idea. So he just kept going with it, just doing T-shirts at first. And then, brother, the thought process is it. Like, man, let's go and do a clothing line. And he started doing everything else. Started doing hoodies, started doing shirts, started doing hats and sweatshirts, and man, the clientele started to keep coming. Everybody started coming. want to be a part of it because the message was real.
Yeah.
And our mantra for the clothing line is work hard, remain humble, and never give up. And he came up with all that stuff on his own, and bro, our city love it. They love that.
We love it here too in Tennessee, East Tennessee. Man. We love it.
Work hard, remain humble, and never give up. And no excuses.
Yeah, no excuses.
Whatever it is, you stick your chest out and you handle it. And you know my boy Pop saying that. Though.
Yeah.
but you know, it's going well, man. The shop is coming into its own, and we got a lot of we give back to our community a lot, man. We got high school kids got their own clothing brand right now, because they came and they helped us out working and making shirts and taught them how to do everything.
That's what's up.
And literally, man, now they doing their own. These kids are in college. They're freshmen in college. They got their own little shirt line. And we got kids that leave here and go to their schools and take these shirts with them. They sell the shirts. They're making them a little money for themselves.
Yes, sir.
That type of stuff, right?
Yeah,
so that way they ain't got to be out in these streets doing nothing stupid.
Yes, sir.
They come up here to us. We give them a nice deal on these shirts. They go take it and they make a profit for themselves.
Yes, sir.
Down here. And we'll front them shirts sometimes too.
Yeah. Just like the game. Yeah. That's hard. That's hard.
So we're just showing these boys how to do something different than just selling dope or being on the corner.
Yeah.
Drinking or just being out doing something stupid.
Yes, sir.
You can start your own clothing line.
Yes, sir.
That's what we teaching these boys. Teach them how to, grind on a different level.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what this podcast is about.
Thinking about owning your own stuff and not just working for somebody or not just following the crowd. Do something different. So it's no excuses. Hands down, no excuses.
Period. Yeah. That's hard, man. So I won't hold you much longer because, like I said, I got to go, man. But if you could briefly tell them, man, you told me another really cool story, man. I really want to get on wax, man. And if you could just keep it as simple as possible because I got to go and let them know where they can find the clothing line, where they can find you at and everything, too. Okay. But I remember you said after your NFL career, man, talk to me about your first check as a regular person, man. Talk about how that inspired you, man, because that's a dope story. But kind of keep it quick, man. We'll do another episode, man. But I got to be gone in like 5 minutes.
So my first job outside of college, outside of playing football, period, was I was working in South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina. My cousin family lived over there. I had 3 jobs at that time. I was working for my cousin's car dealership, Pro Bowl Motors. I worked for UPS, and I worked for Pepsi on the weekends, stocking Pepsis. And I had just left an NFL roster, so I had never had a job before. I remember working hard. That's the hardest I've ever worked in my entire life. I got them paychecks, and I was looking at it like, are you kidding me? Like, people actually work for this? I called my mom, and I said, hey, Mom, I think they paid me wrong. She said, well, how much they owe you pay you an hour? I told her, she said, how many hours you work? She said, yeah, that's about right. I was like, you mean to tell me you've been working for this all your life? Like what? How are you making it? How do you pay any bills with this? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I had never seen them. I'm like, what is this? No, I don't want to do this no more.
Man, I love that story, man. That story is so hard, man. I tell my kids all the time, man, while y'all watching YouTube, y'all need to be figuring out how to make these videos and get doing it consistent. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But tell them where they can find
That's true.
Yeah, that's what this podcast is about, man. Just to inspire you to do whatever you want to do. If it don't work, that's fine. People going to laugh at you whether you're doing a podcast or you're not doing a podcast, or if you're doing something you love and something you like or whatever. If you're doing you, people may laugh at you. It's okay. You can do your thing, and it may work, it may not. But guess what? You did it. You ain't got to say, man, if I woulda, if I shoulda. You would know. You would know the results.
Let me say this real quick.
Yeah. Tell them where they can find.
I've had about 8 businesses. All but 2 failed. But you know what? I don't look at them as failures. They're my favorite failures. You know why? They taught me so much that's those mistakes that I made in those businesses is sustaining me right now. Those are the ones I will never make those same mistakes again. You understand what I'm saying? They were catastrophic mistakes. I'll never make those mistakes again. But I learned so much from those mistakes and the character made by failing those times. But the thing is, I didn't fail backwards. I fell forward. Sometimes you fail, you don't fall backwards. You fall forward. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And when you fall forward, that means you learn something from it and you gain some new knowledge from it. You just keep on moving, man. Keep going. So I tell the people where they can find me. They can find us at we're on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram. Deuce White is my name on Instagram. But you can find our clothing line. It's no excuses. No excuses apparel LLC. We on Instagram. That's how we take our orders right now because social media has been blowing up for us.
Yes, sir.
And that's where we're getting the most of our numbers from. So, hit us up on social media, follow our page. If you like anything on there, we can do custom stuff. We can do stuff that we already have in store. Whatever you see on our page, we have it. If you see something that you like, we can always get it. So we like doing custom stuff. We like just like lacing people with nice gear, man. Nice gear, something very comfortable. Something you can go out in, something you can go to church in, something you can go watch a football game in, whatever. However you want it done, we can do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, man, I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. I've been wanting to get, you've been a highly requested guest, and I've been wanting to get him on forever, man, but we finally made it work, man. I really appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you.
You got to get back on again soon.
Yeah, we will do it.
When you want me back,
Yeah.
go longer.
Man, that's what's up. We'll do it.
We got plenty of stories, Sam.
Oh man, so many. We ain't even really hit the nail on nothing. But anyway, this is the hashtag I Am Who I Am podcast. This is episode 58. Be sure to get you some of that No Excuses apparel. I'm actually gonna get me a hoodie or a shirt or something myself. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube, on Facebook. Follow, leave a comment if you didn't like it, because there's no thumbs down button. If you didn't like it, just leave a comment and tell me what you didn't like. I will work on it. I promise. I'll do better. Just got to tell me what's wrong. If I don't know, I don't know. And as always, I'll be back.
Yeah, baby. Thank you for letting me on.